one of the most spectacular sights, certainly ones that you can point at your mate and smile at, is that wedge that hits the green and bounces a couple of times and then stops or spins backwards. What we're going to look at today is how you actually go about playing those shots with your favourite club, or what might soon become your favourite club. Hi, my name's Peter Knight. I've created this channel, Peter Knight Golf, to help you become the best player you can. And if you hit the subscribe button and the grey bell notification icon, then you'll get a video from me every week. There's nothing quite like hitting a wedge shot and having it land 2 small hops and stop. Or, even more importantly, particularly if you're playing with your mates and you're looking to impress them, have the ball stop and then spin backwards a little bit. So how do you get the club to strike the ball correctly and strike it in such a way that you're going to be able to get good spin on the shots? First of all, if there's a number of factors. The ones that we do have some control over is the quality of the golf club that you're using. If the golf club's fairly new, in other words, the face of it's not all worn out, and so the grooves are worn, that's going to help give you the best chance of getting friction, which is what is creating that spin in the first place. So make sure that your club's in good condition. The second is that you don't necessarily need to have a lob wedge. Now, a lob wedge will certainly hit the ball quite high. It will attract a lot of spin because of the loft on the club, but it's also difficult to judge the distance effectively. And the third thing is it depends on the lie that you've got. So if your ball's sitting in the rough, then there's likely to be grass caught between the ball and the club face. That's going to reduce the spin rate significantly. The more grass, the more it's reduced. But if you're playing a shot off the fairway like this, where the grass is cut quite short, quite tight, then that's going to give us the best opportunity to hit a really good pitch shot. When I'm playing the shot, a couple of things that we want to do first of all is ensure that when you strike it, you're going to hit the ball with the club catching the ball with a very shallow descending blow. So I'm definitely catching it on the downswing, which means that when I'm striking the ball, as the club's swinging towards the ball, my hands are slightly ahead of the club head, and when I hit it, my hands are also slightly ahead. That'll reduce the loft on the club a little bit, and it'll help the ball start a little bit lower. The higher I try and hit the ball, the more risk I'm adding to the shot. I might be able to hit it higher, but it's much more difficult to judge the distance. So when I'm playing these pitch shots, I want to be able to control the trajectory of the shot. Now, even though the club that I'm using at the moment is a 56-degree sand iron, I still don't want it to travel too high. So ideally, it's going to travel for a short to medium length pitch, so anywhere between about, say, 30 to 60 meters. I want it to travel maybe 12 or 14 meters into the air. Now, if you hit a full sand iron, it's going to travel a lot higher than that. So when you're playing these shots, the objective is not height, it's optimal height. And it's also optimal strike. So if I've got a good club with clean grooves, not dirty grooves, because that's going to help reduce the spin on the ball too, if the grooves are dirty, then when I play the shot, I want to be able to play it, catch the ball with a slight descending blow, and catch it fairly cleanly. I don't want to chop down on it as I'm swinging through. So all of the things that I've talked about in other videos on pitching, how you're setting up and how you're swinging the club are going to make a big difference here. So when I set myself up, feet are quite close together, hands are slightly ahead of the ball, and I want them to be ahead of the ball when I strike it. When I swing the club back and through, I don't necessarily have to swing the club back outside the line and across. In fact, that's likely to cause even a loss of, certainly a loss of compression and a loss of distance control. It make the ball fly higher, may make it spin a little bit more, but it's probably going to make it land and bounce a little bit to the right. So again, I'm losing control with those sorts of things. So I'm not going to change my swing path away from my normal swing. So let's play a shot up onto this green here and have a look and see if we can do those things. That's going to stop pretty fast. 2 little hops and completely stopped. So when you're playing the shots, practice that. All I've really done here is not much more than bruise the ground when I hit the shot. So practice those things with short pitch shots. Look to make clean contact. If you're gouging out big, deep divots, that was hard to say, then either the ball's too far back in your stance or the swing pass too steep, or both. So once you've had some practice with those, don't just practice with 56, practice with all your wedges so you get proficient at being able to control the trajectory and the distance of every shot without necessarily trying to hit the ball as high as you possibly can.